ideologies, okay, about political rights and religious freedom. I have been fortunate enough not to have to stand and fight for my country in a war and a battle against other countries for my freedom and rights. But I have been called to battle this war against our thoughts and feelings, values, and political correctness. I heard it said that the cancer of this country is political correctness. I've lived in this country that was a democratic country, and a country where I believe I have a right to freedom of speech, religious beliefs, family values, and diverse political perspectives. Freedom of expression within the limits of respecting others. A country that has opened accepting other people of many cultures and beliefs, where my children could have an education that would not be in conflict with the way my family believed. However, this is not what I have been seeing happening in our country or province right now. It is not happening by the way of this political agenda of SOGI and the way it has been adopted. There should be a call to fairness on both sides of this debate. The policy has its good intentions to protect those who are facing discrimination. Within the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Section 115, it states that every individual is to be considered equal regardless of religion, race, national or ethnic origin, color, sex, age, or physical or mental disability. We should be speaking out for the helpless, compromised, struggling and broken, powerless and innocent. And today, we are speaking out on behalf of the children who are innocent at the hands of the system, of our government, and its political agenda in our education system. We are standing out against those who are against our family values and beliefs, against gender fluidity, and the promotion of the SOGI ideology in our classrooms. Speaking from my own personal experience, I have experienced and suffered prejudice as a Chinese Canadian. Yesterday, I attended the event where an apology was given for the discrimination that my father had endured as a child growing up in a Chinatown in Vancouver. And thank you for recognizing the silent suffering of my father and others during that time. Growing up, my father never focused on the suffering he encountered as a youth. And neither did he ever complain of the unfair treatment or challenges he had been able to give me, equal opportunities that I experience today. I have fought for women's rights. In high school, I ran for the position of school president and had to fight for and against those who did not want to vote for me because I was a girl running for president. I could call this discrimination, but this didn't discourage others and myself who wanted to fight for leadership and those who wanted to fight for what they believed was right. I have been abandoned by my former husband, who had and I had to fight in court to have him pay child support as a mother of a newborn child. I had struggled for the survival as a working single mom, a time when daycare was not readily available or affordable. I have been betrayed by loved ones and abandoned by my own family. Yes, we have all suffered in some way, but we have a choice of how we accept these obstacles in our life. We can become bitter, depressed, and discouraged, or we can choose to overcome the hardships and embrace them to move on with our life. We can learn to make the best of our circumstances. So why are we being so protective of children today? Why do we need to shelter them from any conflict or difficulties? We all need to learn tolerance, be respectful of others, caring of our neighbors as caring for ourselves. We need to lead and we need to learn that some things in life are tough and that we cannot change everyone's opinion, and we need to learn to live with our differences. And with God, supporting friends and family, we can overcome life's challenges. Today I stand before you as a well-seasoned teacher. I have taught all levels of education. Most recently, I have been teaching in China at their top university as a foreign expert to PhD students. And when I returned from that position, I was made aware of the SOGI policy and the implementation of the SOGI resources as SOGI 123. I've been an evaluator of teaching resources for BC, and it was with my expertise that I looked at this SOGI 123, and I am shocked at the lack of process and evaluation that this curriculum has had. It is not inclusive nor non-discriminatory, and it lacks regard for faith groups. I have sat in sessions with trainers of this program and heard what parents and children are telling me is happening in the classroom. My question after looking at these suggested resources is, why do we need to sexualize our children? I have come from a communist country where society is not sexualized. You will not see a half-naked woman in the media or in a billboard in the subway. You will not see people freely expressing their sexuality publicly. We need to put less emphasis on sex in our society in North America. They have quoted the risk to teenage suicide as a result of teens suffering from depression and anxiety related to sexual issues. But the data shows an increase of teenage suicide related to detachment. This could be from causes of loss of one's parents due to divorce or separation, which we know this is an escalating problem in our country. The loss of close relationships, be it virtual friends or someone that exists in their immediate close relationships, in home or school, or being separated from their immediate secure environments. The gathering of data has not been well researched by our government officials. They are not taking into consideration what the experts say about gender dysphoria or transitioning youth before they have gone through puberty. We look at the research in the UK, which shows us an increase of incidences of gendered youth related to social contagion. Why are we putting such emphasis on sexual orientation and gender identity when we should be giving more time to showing students how to be useful, contributing members of society, caring for others, and participating in projects which bring hope and promise for their future? Increasing the number of students participating in gender transition and sexual experimentation is not decreasing the incidences of suicide, but increasing gender dysphoria or sexual behavioral risks. The research shows us that it's bringing more risk to our youth by introducing them to this type of lifestyle. We are promoting the upside of this lifestyle, where sex is just a pleasurable experience. But we are not teaching them the downside, where sex has risks, disadvantages that can lead to not only sterilization, but diseases and continuing unhappiness. Rather than putting so much of our promises money into specialized programs to promote this ideology, I challenge you to create programs to enhance citizenship and leadership. Decreasing child poverty in our community, helping homelessness amongst teens, increasing opportunities for fine arts programs and activities to increase stewardship and educational reform. Don't use special funding to favor specific groups within our student population, but find ways to use contributions to better well-being of all students in this province. Be inclusive and acknowledge all cultures and values when you implement a program into our education system. Thank you.
读懂温哥华，从温哥华港湾开始。真正的本地新闻，及时、最热、接地气。玩玩乐乐温哥华，大温一周好去处，各类本地休闲娱乐资讯。舌尖上的温哥华 ，BC 贝原创美食微杂志，打造温哥华美食地图，温哥华港湾大温最火的中文网站。